Hello everybody, it's me Tokkuri Yashi. How is everybody doing? Hope you are well. And here we are, EX7 has finally been released into the game a month later than it was originally scheduled. The thing is, this mode dropped probably in the middle of the night for me, so not the best time. So this is the only time I can really fit in today to stream, trying to go through it. We will have a look at the EX7 today, as I imagine a lot of you guys have already had a look at it. You've already tried it out, seen how it goes. I mean, I have seen that Kamurawo, the boss, the final wolf at the end, has got a lot of hit points. But I haven't actually looked at what much people are saying in the community for it. I haven't really looked at the bosses on the way. I'm not sure how difficult they are going to be yet. So that is all for us to try and find out. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. So, without further ado, maybe we should jump in and have a little look at the dungeon. I pop in and just to have a little look, but I haven't been into any of the bosses yet. So, as was announced, we've got the spring boss there, the Cavalier. What's it? The Flower Cavalier. We've got the Needle Creeper there for summer. We have got this Barren Fungus for autumn, which we didn't think this boss, we'd seen this boss before, but we have actually seen this boss before, haven't we? This is the boss that was in the Bumpy Girls Camp story event. So the Camp Yukari and the Camp Aoi story event, this is where this bumpy fungus, this barren fungus, maybe he's a bit bumpy, I don't know, was originally released to the game where we first saw him, this hibernating bear. And there it is, the Kamurawo, the demon fox. Now hello Boyd, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hello, Legend. Are you still around? I am pretty sure I am not going to be able to complete this today. This is a testing run. We will see. We will see how it goes. The aim is to get to Kamurawo, and hopefully we can beat all of the bosses along the way. One-panned them. I haven't looked at any teams people have been suggesting for this yet, which might have been a little bit of a mistake, but we'll jump in. Okay, so the first boss here, the Flower Cavalier, is going to be weak to fire and dark. Fire and dark. Yes, we, instead of more than one boss, instead of the old style dungeons where we fought the playable characters, the PvP style teams, I think what it really was other players' teams in a pseudo PvP way. Yes, we're getting bosses for this, and I'm sure that the reason why they have chosen to do this is because it allows them to put in more elemental restrictions. They are definitely wanting to push the elements this year. If they put in PvP style battles against 5 other characters, they wouldn't be able to put this elemental weakness on it. So my hope is that we can one-pan this. I mean, what have we got here? Level 450, and how many zeros is that? Can my eyes see how many zeros that is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 185 million hit points then for this first boss. I was hoping that the difficulty, like you say, is so much difficulty that it was actually scaled so that we could beat these bosses easily. In previous dungeon iterations, the first few stages have been quite easy. As we can see here, I can't really read what it says here about this boss, about the extra skills, etc. it has, and gimmicks, etc. But my fire team is not great, so we're going to have to go dark. And I'm not sure whether it's best to go dark magic or dark physical. So I think I'm going to go dark physical, because I think my dark physical is maybe a little bit better. So how do we go about this? I'm going to have to make sure that I pay attention until we can jump out if it's not going too well. So you two cost me a lot, so we're putting you in. Who goes with them? I'm sure we probably want for a dark team Eris. Oh, but it looks like we get full TP as we start. Who else then is going to go on this team? Probably one of the Ultimatum girls. So we'll put Pacer in there. And now I think we're going to need a tank. Now this is a character I'm missing. Is the Summer Shinobu. Summer Shinobu is, as I've seen quite a bit, seems to be the go-to tank for this type of team. We don't have her. Maybe we're going to have to try Miyako then, which means our damage is going to be reduced. And we're not going to get Skull Dad to come and take extra hits. So, let's see how this does. We may have to make some alterations. And I need to pay attention to make sure that I cancel out if it's not going too well. Maybe I also need to lower their volume a little bit because they're always very loud. So, how does it look like we are doing? Well, everyone's still alive at the moment. These fights always start off. Well, okay, there we go. And we have got casualties already. Ouch. Okay, so that team is not going to do it. It looks like... How are we going to rebuild this then? Does this mean we need 2 tanks? Do we need somebody that's going to... I know she's more magical, but would... I haven't had a look. Jump out. Hi. The boost here for the type damage for the elements is not that high, 53%. So, this suggests to me that we could maybe try building something a little off element. Might actually work here because we're not getting a huge amount of extra damage for building a team of 5 of the same element. So, what do we want to do here? Do we want to go and see what teams people have put up on the Discord, on other servers? Or do we want to keep trying to bang our heads with it? So, I was going to try Kuka, because Kuka's going to maybe taunt that damage away. But I don't think this is going to work. If not, then maybe we'll try something a little bit off elements and see if that can be a little bit better. I mean, we could always try some kind of fire. I mean, I do have a kind of core of a fire team, but I've got no healers on fire. That is the problem. Maybe we're going to keep Eris. Okay, so it's so far so good, but when did that tap come in that kills the 2 commanders? And it still did. They still died. Okay, so this team doesn't work. Right. Can we do a mix of fire and dark, perhaps? So we can have June as a tank. We can... You would probably want Christina in there. My fire is really not great. Maybe we're better off seeing if we can do some kind of dark magic team, but then I haven't got a Warlock Jita, so that's not going to help at all. See, fire's not good either. So who could we... No, I'm not even going to entertain fire. We're going to try a magical team. We're going to have air for damage. The Princess Carol. And... maybe Misora would be okay. Who else would you want to put in? I'm going to try mixing. So I'm going to try Misora, and then we're going to go for some light characters. We are going to use... you. And we are going to also put in you. Now let's see how this does. We could be here all day. We really could be here all day, banging our heads at this, throwing different teams at the bosses. We already seem to be struggling with this first one. What's the bet Misora gets killed with that attack that comes in that killed the 2 commanders? Although we've got Amethyst, we've got extra barriers here to try to keep us alive. Are we going to be able to do enough damage? Ah, there we go. And Carol gets sniped out. So that is not a good sign. Even with those 2, Eris and Ameth, putting up the damage barriers, Carol still got sniped out. At what point do we say it is time to look at some help? I don't know. What else could we try then if that didn't work? I mean, Anne's going to get blown up for sure if we put her in there. Maybe a generic light physical team might do the job. I know it's off element, but the elemental boost isn't too big, so try something like this. Who else would you want to put in? You for a bit of healing and buffing. And I didn't see what type of damage she did. Is it magical damage or is it physical damage? I'm not sure. Well, if you put in a light physical team, you have to have Labarista on it. So let's see how this does. Have you actually beaten these bosses yet? What teams did you guys use? I am not going to say, don't tell me what teams you use. If you have got teams that you might use to beat these, then feel free to share them. Well, so far we're alive, but we're not doing any damage at all. Well, we did try the Kuka. The 6-star Kuka's got a taunt, and I suppose this Nodomi has a taunt. We are surviving, but we are doing no damage whatsoever. So it does look like, after today, we will be going back to just skipping EX6 for a few months until we can get back to this. Well, this team's not going to do it, is it? So maybe we can forget just doing off element. We've got absolutely no boost to the damage there whatsoever. We need to have a fire or a dark DPS. So, take you out. We'll put you in. We will also take out you and put you in. That gives Christine a little bit more of a boost. We could also perhaps I'm pretty sure this Hiyori is going to die. No harm in trying though, I suppose. No harm in trying at all. I think if we don't have any breakthroughs soon, we will go up and have a little look if we can find any help and see what people are saying are good teams to use for these fights, and then we will give them a try. Well, so far this team is still alive, but with just one real main damage dealer, I don't think we're going to get enough damage by the time the time runs out. Well, this seems to be the best team we've had so far, although I still don't think it's going to be able to beat this boss in one hand. We just need a little bit more damage on this team, don't we? Maybe if we swap Yori for... But then Yori's just giving a bit of support there. Well, yeah, when we get down to about 20 seconds left, you want to see the health bar down into those status effects. And we'll end it there. We was doing a lot better, but still not good enough. Still not good enough at all. So, maybe it's time to break out a little bit of help. See what other people have managed to use for these teams, and if I can even build any of them, to be perfectly honest with you. So, yes. Okay, so we have got a dark magic team that I can't build because it's got Homare and Warlock Jita in it. So that one won't work. Has anybody else put up in anything for this first boss? They're all using Warlock Jita. I mean, I could borrow Warlock Jita, but then that would mean I wouldn't be able to borrow anything else for the rest of this dungeon. So if he was going in a little bit of trouble. It's also got Homare in the team, which is not best. So everybody's going dark magic. What else can we see? I mean, yeah, they're all going dark magic. So you are in, you are in, you are in, you are in, and this is where we need Warlock Jita for this last space. And there's not really anybody that we could try subbing for here. I mean, don't think she's going to quite cut it. We will try. What's the betting that Carol gets killed again? What is the betting that Carol gets killed again? Maybe if you're going to say Eris, maybe that's the trick. I don't know. Just don't die. Please, just don't die. I mean, the Cavalier can, but... is she doing magical damage? Well, this stage Misaki has a barrier as well, doesn't she? I can't remember. Is it magical damage? Have we found a team? Things could always just go wrong at any point. Holding my breath. The plan is to be able to beat these in one pan, so you've got all of your teams for the final boss. "25 seconds left. It's going to be close. Ah, dearie me. I don't know. I don't think we're going to quite make it there, are we? No, no, no. Well, that was the best we've done so far. I guess we just needed the Warlock Jita. Now, do we borrow the Warlock Jita? Because, I don't know, who else could we put in that team? Other than the stage Misaki, I'm not sure. I mean, Vampy? You think Vampy would work? Maybe the Alchemist Karen, but this Alchemist Karen, I haven't put a unique equipment on it. So, okay, we'll try Vampy. See how this does. If not, we may have to borrow a Warlock Jeter and hope that that will do it, because if you borrow the Warlock Jeter, then we are screwed if it doesn't work. And that means we can't borrow anything for the rest of this dungeon, I believe. We're doing okay. Again, it's doing okay. It seems. Is Vampy the answer? Vampy does do a bit of damage herself, unlike the stage Misaki, so this seems to be doing a lot better. I think we've got it. They've talked too soon. Oh, we managed to beat the first boss, the Flower Cavalier. Hey, so there we go. If you don't have Warlock Jeter like me, and you can build this team, obviously you need to have these characters. Vampy to the rescue. Hey. Well, there we go. She did almost the same amount of damage there as Misora. So, there we go. Boss 1 complete, and we haven't lost any characters yet. Hey! Right, so we get to move on. Come on, Yukari, let's go. The Needle Creeper. Now, this boss is annoying. We fight it quite a lot, and it has one of them high damage union bursts, doesn't it, that hits the first 2 characters. So, what we need is maybe 2 tanks. Let's have a little look at it then. Dark and water. So we have to go dark again because my water teams are also pretty poor. Do we try the same team? Are we cheeky and we just try the same team? Hey, thank you there. Thank you, Void. Yay! Yada! Finally, we've got there. Do we try this? There's no harm. What do we think? Vampy gets killed when he does a union base because he's got one of them double front face 2 attack people have. Can't speak. Attack that hits the face front 2 people. Characters. Whatever. Yes. If we could just take it out quickly. Nope, there it goes. Ah! As long as nobody dies, and I think this boss is, like I said, is annoying. He does a really high attack at some point. Yep, there we go. Vampy's down. That's that attack that I told you about. But might still be okay. We might still be okay, but that means we've lost Vampy. Do we want to continue with losing Vampy? Let's think about that. Do we want to continue? That means we won't be able to use Vampy for the rest of this dungeon. Is there somebody else that we could put in for this team then, other than Vampy? Because that team would work. That would have finished it off. But like I said, we lose Vampy there. So... Vampy, well, she's a vampire. She'll just regenerate. If we put somebody else, and if we say we try stage Misaki again, then it'll be Misora that dies. Won't it? Misora is in front of stage Misaki, wherever she's gone. Yes, it'll probably be Misora that dies. We will give this a try then. You may have to go back to Vampy and sacrifice the Vampy. Or we could try a physical dark team instead. See if that would work on the Needle Creeper. Maybe the physical characters are a little bit more tanky. Told you. The Sora there definitely couldn't take the pressure. So we'll try a physical dark team. We do know we've got the magical one to go back to if this fails though. Like I say, the aim for today is just to get to Kamurawo with losing as few characters as possible. So for a physical, that's to borrow, we don't want that. We're going to keep Eris, obviously. We always have to try these. Maybe the Ultimator would be better. I mean, if we just try this team. We do have Vikala as well. I did put her unique equipment on her. Maybe her invulnerability will be clutch here. Both of these commanders are lowering the attack, I believe, if I remember correctly. That might help. It's that damn attack, isn't it? If you didn't do that attack that killed everybody at the front. And Makoto is down. So far the Vampy team seem to be the best. Maybe we take Makoto out and put in this Makoto because she's a little bit more tanky. And try this. Before we jump into seeing what everyone else has done, or maybe go back to Vampy. Okay. Or perhaps Riri or Korea. Korea might help because Korea takes a bit of the pressure off the... Well, is it just off the tank? Off the one at the front? The Makoto is down here. And then we are quickly starting to lose. So, again, we'll make a tiny alteration. We'll try Korea. See if you can take a little bit of the pressure off of Makoto. At what point do we just go back and sacrifice Vampy? Hopefully, we won't need to use Dark anymore, apart from Kamurawo. And now Vikala. Now Vikala's gone. Ah! Maybe we're going to have to run a double tank again. Maybe we have to put Miyako in. See if Korea can help in this one. I'm not sure if she will. I think we're going to get another Makoto death here, but worth a try, I suppose. Why can't they regenerate, revive? No, even with Eris and this revive, it's not helping. Is there a way of alteration than just that magical team we could do to stop Vampy from dying? Or maybe we just get rid of them two completely and we maybe here as well and go full Ultimaiden like this. Give it a try, I suppose. If Korea is tanky enough anyway to not die, and then Riri and Percy could do enough damage, with Miyako here we are actually losing a lot of damage, so that might be a concern. And wow, that didn't work either. So then, sort of snare. Let me think a little. We might have to go back to... We might have to go back to that Vampy team. Or we could try this. It is a variation on the Vampy team that I've just seen somebody has suggested. Through my clairvoyance. Very, very similar to the team that we did have. Who did we have tanking this before? We had Kuka, didn't we? But we don't want Kuka, we want Vampy, and we want... Now this is a team, I don't know how this helps. Let's give this a go. If this can beat it and keep Vampy alive, then it is a win. They take the big W. We maybe lose a little bit of damage because we've only got 4 dark instead of the full 5. But we are shredding his hit points. Shredding this Needle Creeper's hit points. I can still see Vampy dying though when he does that attack. Oh. Ooh! Ooh! Survived it! Is this the team? Can we get him down before he does it again? Yay! Yada! We second boss, Needle Creeper beaten, and it wasn't too far off that first team that we tried, was it? We just had to swap the Kuka Noir for this. It is the Angel Yori, isn't it? Angel Yori is the light one. Oh, sigh of relief. Sigh of relief. Okay, there we go. And I imagine there we go. Most damage there. Princess Carol, Vampy, and Misora with a support. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Okay, so let's move on to this Baron Fungus. 14,000. We should be paying attention to the amount of dungeon coins we're getting here. So, even though, I suppose once you know what teams, this shouldn't be too bad to go through. So, it was like 40. I didn't see what we got for the first one. Baron Fungus, fire and wind. So, I think we are going to have to go for wind with this one because, like I say, fire isn't great. As I thought again. Double weaknesses, because there was only 4 of them. Hi, hello, Miaika? Miaika, I hope that's how you pronounce that. We are seeing, yes, how we can do with EX7 on day 1. We do not expect to actually beat the box, but just getting to it without losing any characters. That is the test. And so far, with a little bit of trial and error, we have managed to get to Baron Fungus, the 3rd boss, without losing any characters. So it looks like it is possible. So we need to make a wind team. Now I don't know, is this Baron Fungus? I doubt he's AoE. So I guess what we're going to first go into with then is a generic... Well, I imagine Spring Kyoko would be good here, wouldn't she? I don't have hair, so we're going to have to go physical. We want you then. Probably want Karen. Do we stick in Anemone still? Probably. Then we probably want Princess Kokoro. Do you think Anemone is going to tank this or she's going to die? Hi. And who do we want tanking? I mean, we would want to, maybe we'll put Monica in, but I don't know if she's going to survive either. Where does Monica sit? We'll try this. I am expecting casualties. But then we can see if we can troubleshoot from there. we don't lose characters to timeouts on the sub-bosses. Well, that is information. It might make it a little bit easier to beat these then without losing characters. I mean, it would be terrible if we lost characters before we got to Kamurawo, but hey, if that is the case, then that makes things a lot better then, doesn't it? That does make things a lot better, but we will still see if we can do it without losing anybody, just for a bit of a test. So far, we are doing pretty good here. Is this jump in and beat him straight away? Has he got some kind of crazy gimmick? Sure, they're doing huge damage. Can we beat this Baron Fungus? This is Baron Fungus going to be the easiest one. Now I do suspect that our players' Princess Knight levels and what we've put in the skill tree will affect the effectiveness of characters and teams, but there we go. It looks like, well, a one-shot run done. Baron Fungus. There we go. Baron Fungus was a bit of a floppy mushroom. Baron Kinoko is beaten. There we go. So that shows the strength of the Wind team. One and done. Well, there we go. That wasn't a troubling fight at all. Yada! Hey, I wasn't expecting that, but here we go. Boss 3 beaten the first try without losing any characters. 1,400 dungeon coins again. If that's what we got all times, that's 14. 1, 2, 3, 3, 8, 4,200 is that so far? I can't remember how many you get for the EX6 anyway, so okay, well, that was quick. The bear, the hibernating bear. Wind and light for this one suggests, I mean, wind and light are two of my strongest teams, probably two of your strongest teams as well, so we will see. What teams can we... Well, we've beat the stages without losing units. Well, that was how it's always been, hasn't it, in the previous dungeons? If I'm not mistaken. But if you don't lose characters to timeouts, maybe we should test this. Maybe, so does that mean that you could run the same team twice on this boss? To say we go in here as a test. I'm sorry, Suzume. We put Suzume in and we let her die. Poor Suzume. Why does everybody pick on Suzume? I'm sorry. Go men Suzume-chan. And then we'll see if we can still pick her again. Go Suzume! Oh no! Mama Saren, quick! Don't be sorry there. Don't be sorry, Suzume. You did a big favour. Well, she's not there now. You can't use her again. We will see when we get to Kamurawo if she is revived. If she is revived when we get to Kamurawo. Anyway, the hibernating bear. We need to use light or we need to use wind. Well, I can't remember the gimmicks of this bear. He was a little bit funky, wasn't he? We'll try a light team first, shall we? We will see. They have to still be alive, so it's not... If you do lose them in these stages, you can't use them against Kamurawo. Anyway, we will see if Suzume is there when we get to him. I'm sure we can get to him. First, we need to build either a light or a wind team. I'm not sure whether he's more weak to magic or to physical. We could try a generic light team. We're going to go with you. We're going to go with you. We're going to go with you. You tanking it. We've only got one damage dealer here. Maybe we don't need Misato, and we can put in Brigitte. I know she's AoE. Is this boss multi-target? Are any of these bosses multi-target? We'll give it a go, and if it doesn't beat it, then we can start troubleshooting and switch things about. Hello there, Hex. How are you doing? Have you any taken this EX7 on yet? Is that ouch for Suzume? Poor little Suzume. So far, so good. He's doing magical damage, this bear. Maybe something to note. And he freezes us. That's pretty cold. Our time is running out though. We better pay attention to that. We're not doing enough damage, are we now, with the time running out? Sure, we can get there. We're just going to have to fiddle with the team a little bit. Maybe we could even try wind. Go back to 6-star Shiori. Anyway, this isn't going to do enough damage in the time, so we can end it here and go back in and perhaps magic is the way to go. Perhaps he's doing magical damage, which means Hatsune, the New Year's Hatsune, will not work too well in this one because she has to be against physical and opponents. So we can try where she's gone. I'm trying to find her. Hiding, like always. There, underneath my thumb. That's why I couldn't see her. Might want a different tank. You. We could then also put in you, Lariel, and a final character. Perhaps, I mean, I'm thinking about Yukari, but if we're not dying, we don't need Yukari to keep us alive. Maybe Neneka there, and see how this one does. As long as no units die. But if do they not get killed at the end when the time runs out? Is that what you were saying? If the time runs out, well, no, because Suzume did. Suzume got bonked. Well, actually, she died. The time didn't run out. I'm getting confused. So if the time runs out, the characters do not disappear. Okay, well, we'll let this one run. It seems to be doing okay. We have a few barriers here to protect us from damage. The fact that he's doing magic damage means that Lariel's maybe not at full strength. But oh well, there we go. We will get to test this now because I wasn't paying attention. And well, nobody disappeared, did they? So can we run? Well, there we go. That is what I thought, that when the time run out, your team would die. If that's the case, that makes things a lot easier as well. Me yabbering away there, not paying attention, and we tested that one out. So we could just keep running this team then until the boss is dead. That makes it a lot easier as well. So much easier to get to Kamurawo. Well, we could just run this team again, or we could put somebody else in. I mean, the boss has now lost hit points. So, I mean, this team's going to take a while to take him down, but it would work, I guess. Maybe we should try a different team. Maybe a different team would do more damage. There must be a team then that can beat this in one, which is what we was maybe trying to find out. So, anyway, that's good experiments. That's good science. We have now seen that when a the time runs out, if your characters are still alive, sorry for the sacrifice there, Suzume, they do not get wiped. We'll let this run out and then we'll put in a different team. Hopefully nobody dies in it. This is maybe not the best team to be using, but again, no wipe, so let's try a wind team. Let's see if we can put that wind team back in and see how it does. If it will survive. You, and you. Now we need to pay attention. Hopefully nobody dies. We will take on Kamurawo, but I really do not expect to be able to beat him today. Let's see if this can do a bit more damage then. See if this will do more damage than that last light team put in. So what, the first boss was Fire and Dark. Second boss was Water and Dark. Third boss was, I can't remember now, it was Wind and, what was it, Wind and Light? No, this is Wind and Light, so we can't do, was it Wind and, was it either Wind and Water or Wind and Fire? Well, this one seems to be doing a lot more damage than the last team was, so maybe this would have been the way to go from the start. Much better than that light team we had. But there we go. So, I guess what I am learning from these first 4 bosses is that it's not as difficult as maybe we was first thinking. There are teams that can one-pan these bosses. If you die, well, if you die, you are going to be wiped. The 1,400 dungeon coins there. But if the time runs out, the team doesn't get a team wipe. Now this, I think, is what will happen though against Kamurawo. So hey, we have made it to Kamurawo. Hi, yes, Neneka Hex, who should be the summer variant, getting a unique equipment in about a month's time. Now just think about that. She's already pretty broken and going to be getting a unique equipment. Yes. Right, so Kamurawo. Oh, Kokoro is telling us about Kamurawo. Probably about how he switches his weaknesses. And as we can see here, a lot of hit points. I believe this is 5 billion? How many zeros do we have here? 5 billion? Goju Oku? Is that what 5 billion is in Japanese? Goju Oku? I mean, the EX6 was 500,000. So, I mean, is that 10 times as many hit points? These high numbers get confusing. Anyway, he's starting off with fire and with water. Now, fire and water. Well, we are due Hex a 6-star Nenika at some point soon. Now they have brought in this Maho debuff. Perhaps they feel more comfortable in giving the 6-star Nenika, a 6-star, sorry, but it's not been announced. Maybe we will. Yes, a lot of zeros there. Definitely a lot of zeros. Hi. And, okay, so we've got modes. Now, what do these modes do? Because Kamurawo, that's just his name. So they're going to, as my Japanese is still very, very basic, I can't actually read what it says he does on each of these modes, which is probably very important. But it will, okay, so first, at least we can see fire and water. Second mode is water and dark. We can glean that much so far. I wonder if any of these are going to be AoE modes. So the third mode here is fire and wind. And the fourth one is wind and light. So again, dual weaknesses, like I assumed would happen, because only 4 modes. We can't be missing out any typings. Yes, poor Maho, poor Maho. Let's see if we can find a little bit more information about this, about the modes, and that might give us a little bit more of a chance. Or do we just jump in? There's no way we are beating this today, I don't think. Sure, some people might do, but have we got any information? Have we got any more information about what the modes do? The reason I don't use the translation patch is because I have to use DMM, which means I have to be on a PC, and I like to play on my mobile. So I haven't got a translation patch on here. And if I brought up my translation app on my phone, it would cut my screen sharing, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm screen sharing my phone to my PC, and it would cut that off, and you would get my capture card screen back up. So that is not good. I guess we're gonna have to go in blind here then. And I am worried because I don't have a very good fire or wind team. I don't expect to be able to beat this. This would be something for the future. But we can go in, and we made it here. We've learnt about the 4 bosses on the way, which are not as scary as they may have seemed to have been in the first place. No, not on DMM. This is my mobile. I mean, I can say it can do that, and I can get my mobile thingy back up, and you can see that this is how I've been doing it, because I like to play the game when I'm out and about, and not be sat here on a PC sometimes doing it. Anyway, we need a fire team or we need a wind team. I mean, how long have we been going? We've been going for nearly an hour now. Do we just... Well, first of all, Suzume has been a sacrifice. So it is, yeah, if they do die on the way to the last boss, then you don't get to use them. That is the same as we had assumed. My phone screen's not lewd, no, it's all Hololive. You can kind of see in the background there the Hololive girls doing their I can't remember the name of the song. I should know the name of the song. It's my ringtone as well. The one where they do their heads back to forwards like that. Boop, 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 boop. Anyway. A fire team. Maybe we go for fire team. I am still slowly grinding out Sheffy here to get it to 6-star, so we can beat the deep quest water stages. And when we do that, we're probably going to invest in Pirate Shinobu and in Halloween Miyako, and hopefully we can make that team. So water's not quite ready yet, so we may have to go fire. So we'll start with that as a core of a fire team. What we're missing with fire on my account is Sarasuri Saran and the Valentine's Shizuru. So that's going to make things difficult. We could borrow one here, because maybe we could. I don't know. Do we even have one to borrow from the people on my friends list? No, there isn't even one there to borrow, even if I was going to choose that. Oop. Dang it. God, dang it. So, Maho is the only character we have got with any type of healing. Maybe we put in Worker Aoi, and maybe we put in the Edo Ninon. It's not built yet. I don't think I put a unique equipment on her. Something tells me to try Tamaki, the Worker Tamaki. We will see how this does. Although, maybe today I shouldn't be too fussed about doing damage and trying to beat this. We'll just rotate through all of the phases, and then maybe that will be our test on EX7 done for today. Anyway, let's send this in and we'll see if he does a lot of damage, if he's done to kill us. Well, that's a lot of hit points, but then again, it is a new dungeon. It's what you should expect from it. I'm sure there are better teams, and I'm sure as the days go by, people will be testing, people will be putting up a lot of teams that are good for this. Maybe they will be worth trying in a few days' time. I mean, we're doing... Oh, Tamaki. Tamaki's gone. And Christina's gone. So we do need to have a bit of healing and defense in here. Maybe because this phase isn't too good for us, we maybe need to send in another sacrifice. But it's a sacrifice that's going to have to run the clock down. Because the mode only change if you run the clock down, not if everybody dies, as far as I am aware. Well... Thanks for the offer there. Yes, I mean, there's no point in putting them up today because I don't think I am going to be able to beat him today anyway. We're only testing. We've got 2 Kamurawo, which was the goal. You died, unfortunately. Tamaki. I don't know if... I mean, she doesn't really have a huge amount of survivability in her kit either, I don't think. So I don't think that will be much help. I'm sure there are much better teams than this to try and run in here, but we're going to have to do the best that we can with what we have got. And as I keep saying, my fire and water are not the best. It's like, is the hit point bar even moving? And there we go, Yori's down. Is Christina down again? Yep, there we go. So we're going to have to put in some kind of team that has got a bit more survivability than this. I honestly don't think I could build a water team that could survive this. I mean, he's single target. I mean, I'm not paying attention too much. Thinking he's single target here, so... Is this going to be a goer? There's a lot of healing here. We might stay alive a little bit more. There's some barriers here that might help us. Who do we have to tank it though? Do we go with Yukari, who is still only at 3-star because I haven't needed to use her yet? Ruka? Do we go with the summer Shizaru? There we go, some fan service for everybody. Do we go with... Well, we don't have a particular mage or magical tank for, and the the New Year's Ray here is ready to go 6-star, but I haven't 6-starred it yet. Maybe that's something I'm gonna have to do. I mean, she does buffs physical attack, doesn't she? So not the most optimal on the team, and I think she does as well. We're going to have to try somebody though, aren't we? Well, we'll go with some Shizaru then, and we'll see if at least we can survive till the time runs out. some of this team will die, but we're willing to make that. Is this the point where we are starting to be willing to make some sacrifices? I guess the goal now is just to run the clock down, because we're not going to be doing much damage here, and not try to not make sacrifices where possible. Well, there goes the Union Base. It's doing magical and physical damage, it looks like. There is magical and physical damage popping off there. He is only single target looking like on this face. Or is he? Let's slow this down. Let's have a closer look at this. Well, a closer look at Chica and at Yui, but yeah, he's got some foxes behind him. He's got little foxes behind him, so maybe some AoE damage might be what we need here. Maybe the summer Ranther might have been an option then, but then there's not really much other AoE on here. We seem to be surviving, but yeah, there's the little foxes behind him there. So there is multiple nodes to hit. Is that going to be the same in all the other modes? Okay, so this is just a test run. We will let the time run out. We're not doing much damage. This is not an optimal team, but we are putting out some feelers. No, we don't get to keep the units, but we're not going to beat the fox today anyway. We just want to rotate him to the next of his stages so we can have a look at that. I think that will be the goal for today, rotate him to the next stage. At least everybody survived, but we are going to get wiped, I suppose, so it doesn't really matter that everyone survived. Yep, there we go, we get the wipe. We just need to run the clock down, I guess. Thank you for your service, Yui. I mean, you hardly made any impact on him there, but he should have now rotated to his second mode. So yeah, we are now on the second mode, which is water and dark. So, our water team is completely gone, so we're going to have to try some variation of a dark team. What do we think? You keep putting them in. I'm determined to use them because they cost me so many jewels. And so far, they keep letting me down. Or do we just go with... Yeah, they do get the... Who else? Who was the last one? Who was the last one? Eris. Where is she? Where is she? Eris wa doko desu ka? Ah, there she is. If we can survive till the end... Is this going to be another AoE phase though? Do the foxes stay on stage 2? These are the things we are looking for. So, this stage 2 looks like... Is he truly a single target boss now? When they finished Union Base, maybe we can have a look. Yeah, the foxes appear, so he's single target and then the foxes appear. That makes it more tricky, doesn't it? Because you bring in AoE and they'll not be doing a lot until the foxes appear. So maybe somebody like Misora would be a good choice because she can hit multiple targets, but if there is only one, then all of her damage hits that one target. There are probably other gimmicks into this fight. Oh, Vampy! And the cowl is gone. What we don't want is everybody to die. Because that, if everybody dies, I mean, Kuka might survive on her own, to be perfectly honest with you. But if everybody dies, then we do not rotate to the next mode. Does anybody know that if there are any different gimmicks for each mode, like in EX6, where his defenses change, where whether he swaps from being single target to multiple targets? Well, that team, we just want a tanky team. So let's build a tanky team, shall we? A tanky dark team. You'll be a tanky, just full of tanks. We'll not go quite that tanky dark. Try you two, maybe you two, I don't know. Maybe we'll put in Vikala. I mean, random plops. If you've got a little bit of healing, that might help us survive a bit more. Let's see if we can just run the clock down with this team. Move on to the next mode. See if anything changes or anything notable changes. Let's speed him up a little bit. Speed up their inevitable demise. Like popping. Can you hear that popping that Vikala does? It's like, what's that popping noise? It's making popcorn. On Vikala's Union base. Oh, well, we only need one of them to survive. I think Miyako would survive till the end. That pesky little pudding ghost. Look at the tiny amount of damage we have done. Oh no, Eriko. Eriko's fallen. But we might make it to rotate. We'll rotate, we'll go into the next mode. Well, seems like everybody survived apart from Eriko there. Oh, I spoke a little bit too soon. Anyway, we ran the clock down. That's what we are trying to do now. A little bit of a test run, just to see the modes rotate. Not a huge amount of damage there. Percy is doing pretty good though. Percy is doing though, right? I mean, Eriko would have done more if she didn't plop, get bonked early on. Okay, so we should have moved again to the next mode. This time fire and wind. So I guess when those little foxes pop up, then Anemone might be pretty good here. Okay. Let's see if we can make a wind team then, because we've already seen that fire is a little bit poop. We want to bring you. We'll see. What do you think this team, this basic odd team here, is going to do? What we want it to do, which is survive until the end. When we've had a little bit of time to go over this, we've seen what other people have got to say. Maybe we'll come back again and we will talk about this boss again when we know more of what the gimmicks are. So, let's jump in here with this win team. Hopefully we can survive all the way to the end. Run the clock down, go into the next mode. Let's slow him down a little bit. Seems like he starts as a single target, and then the foxes pop out behind him. There they are, taking the Anemone damage. Now, I'm pretty sure Anemone is supposed to be able to do magical damage too, if the defense is lower. The magical defense is lower. So, if that's I've never seen her do magical damage. It's always been physical. Has anybody ever seen Anemone do any magical damage? Hey, hello Crazy, how are you doing? The suffering? Well, our goal today is only to get to Kamurawo. We are not going to beat him today. We were testing out the bosses along the way, landing as we go. They don't seem to be as bad as we thought. We can beat them. If your character dies, then we can't use them. If the time runs out and they survive, they don't get wiped. Which makes it a lot easier, a lot easier than we first thought might be the case. You don't remember what you saw? Saw what? The suffering? Someone suffering? Anyway, this, what we got, 50 seconds. We're checking if he's single target, is he multi-target? There are probably more gimmicks in here we are not quite so aware of. Once them foxes are beaten though, do they disappear? Do they not come back? Because they are not seeing them coming back. Ah, the foxes are back. They have been respawned. I mean, at least you can see we did a bit of damage. We've got him down to less than... we haven't even done 1 billion damage yet. And we've got 5 billion damage to go. Where you saw Anemone doing magical damage. Aha. You have seen her do a magical damage. Yes. Silly me, I forgot what I was talking about. Yes, so that got me thinking. I mean, about that stage 4-6 in the Wind Deep quest. Is there not a way to lower the opponent's defense, magical defense, so low that Anemone starts to do magical damage? There are some other teams being made apparent to take that on, or magical, but none of them have an Anemone in there. I wonder if that is a possibility for Anemone to do magical damage in that stage. That's what I was thinking anyway. Ah, okay. Anyway, we will see how... So far these stages look like they are the same. The only thing that changes is the elemental weakness. This team doing alright actually. This team isn't too bad, I suppose, for this fight. I wonder what that big damaging compositions are going to be that are going to become apparent to us over the next few days. Is there going to be a team that the devs don't like that does 1 billion damage on its own? Anyway, there we go. The Wind team gets wiped. Kokomate desu ne. Sure, we're doing a lot of damage. Anemone not doing massive damage there, but then the foxes are not up. The little foxes are not up all the time. The field effects on the right side of the screen. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be in Nihongo. We can jump in then and see if we can see what it says. Hang on a minute, where are we? What are we doing here? We don't want to be here. Back in here. Back to dungeon. Okay, so we've moved on to the 4th mode, which is Wind and Light. So I guess we'll send in the Light team here. There is going to be... Do we go magic? Do we go physical? Physical probably tank a bit more. Do we try AoE? Do we go like Goroche? Where is she? And Krajita there for these foxes. We're only going to get to use the these prefests, the keepers alive at Ameth Eris once. The we have got 6-star New Year's UE, who could potentially take that role in a different team. Having big boxes is good. So, who else do we want here? We need a tank. I mean, the usual go-to physical tank is June. Pop June back in. Last person on this team. Well, I suppose we'd want to go Labarista. I guess the New Year's Misato would be an option. We will see how this goes. Right, can we see what these effects are? Let's slow it down again a little bit. So, well, there's a special effect there. If you could translate that, what that actually does. We're going to have to maybe go back in. Overload Peko. Unfortunately, I don't have Overload Peko. I mean, who was it? Who was it that came out? My brain's gone foggy. They said it was Hiyori. The New Year's Hiyori with a 6-star. People said that she might be able to replace the Overload Pecorine, but at least in Clown Battle as the tank slots. Since the boss is over 150% HP, but yes, well, that might be an option if you do have the Overload Pecorine. Definitely a ripperoo. Anyway, this is, I suppose, well, what can we say here? We've sent in 4 teams. The wind one might have been a decent one. The rest of them maybe not overly optimal. I'm sure we could maybe beat this boss within a couple of months' time. What do you think? How long do you think it's going to take you personally to beat this Kamurawo boss? I'm going to say after you've had the summer units, our Princess Knights enhancements will be a little bit higher as well. Maybe that will be enough. We'll definitely have had a community that has given us a few optimal teams. Thing is, this Princess Connect community, it's like a big AI, a big artificial intelligence with many different instances going out and trying different teams, and then the instance that, that brings the best result, that shares it with the rest of the AIs, and then all the AIs can do as good as the best AI. It's a bit, that's how AIs learn, isn't it? With the random learning, turned out a million different instances and see which instant comes back with the best results. I mean, that's what humanity is like on its own, really, isn't it? Turned out a billion different humans, and the humans that come back with the best results, everybody else should copy them. Well, 21 seconds to go. We've got 21 seconds to go. I don't know, that's maybe a British thing. Does anybody else know So Solid Crew? Maybe not. Not touching it again until November. Yes. Well, I imagine. Well, I don't know. We've got 1,400 dungeon coins, didn't we, for each of the bosses? So, if dungeon coins are what you're trying to get, a lot of them, probably you're still better off if you can skip EX6. Just skipping EX6 to save a bit of time. Anyway, this team survived. It didn't do a massive amount of damage, did it? And there we go. They are white. Karachi not doing too bad, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 65.5 million damage. But when you're trying to take down 5 billion, that's anyway. So now it should rotate back to the first one again. So that is the EX7 boss Kamurawo. There is some other effects in there. I guess we can go away, and now we can have a look at what the community is saying, what everybody else is saying, so we can get a better idea of what we need to do for this boss. I have I have with somebody else who knows who knows the So Solid crew. Hey, we have got fellow Brits in the chat. Hey, so yes, as I was saying, there we go. There are the 4 modes for this Kamurawo boss. There must be other gimmicks in here somewhere. When we can go now, because I went in here blind, more or less blind. I really didn't know what was going on. So now we have seen this, we can go in and we can read a little look what the rest of the community is saying about it, get a better picture of what is going on, see what all of these extra fields are. Maybe I will do a video on that in a few days when we know a bit more about this boss. Maybe some teams will come to light that are very good for this. Maybe I can cover those as well. But today though, I think that is probably all I will need to do for this boss. We have beaten, no, we're not doing that, we're going back out again. We have beaten all of the bosses along the way, the spring, summer, the autumn and the winter. We could maybe, if you wanted to, for a little bit, see if I can progress a little more on some of my deep quests. I don't know, I am a little bit stuck. I am a little bit stuck where we are on the deep quest. So let's jump over to this. Fire and water we can forget. I really do need to borrow a Valentine's Day Shizuru for the fire one, but we did have one, but the person who put it up has changed it. Maybe I'm not ready for that. So we've got water in a similar position. Here we are with wind. Now, let's have a look here. Wind, I've got them up on another screen here. 4-3. Now what I had been trying with this, 4-3, wasn't quite working. It does say to use Rin as the tank. Now my Rin has not been 6-starred. Yes. Captain Matthias, you have joined us here. Welcome for coming in. Those hit points, 5 billion. That is a lot of hit points. A lot of hit points to take out on the on the EX boss there. Something that I don't think I will be doing today. So maybe, because I don't have Rin, as I don't have Rin, a 6-star. Maybe that's something I need to do. 6-star here, but we can borrow this Kyoka here, the Spring Kyoka, and see if we can beat this team. Well, Kyoka, what happened there? What happened to Kyoka? Well, that's not going to work, is it? Obviously not. I mean, the team here is supposed to have Suzume, the Spring Suzume in as the friend, well, as my friend, because I don't have either of them. It didn't quite work for me. It didn't quite work. We can give it another try now. We do have a Spring Suzume here. I have Rin, but I don't have her up to 6-star yet. I haven't 6-starred her. Maybe just sitting there waiting to be 6-starred. Perhaps, like I said, it's time I gave her a 6-star because I might need to use her here. Kasumi assassinated here. No, our little squirrel girl. The squirrel girl, if it's this squirrel girl, I think of, what's she called? My God, my brain's gone now. Oh my God, streamer brain. Hololive squirrel girl in ID. I am so ashamed. This is what happened. My brain's gone dead. The Princess Connect Squirrel Girl, Rin. Yeah, or maybe I will 6-star her. So perhaps I need to do that to get through this. If this team doesn't work, there is another team that has Shiori in this place. Risu. Yes, Risu. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. Risu and their trucks and their nuts. Yeah, we're not talking about Risu, we're talking about Rin. Anyway, we'll give this a little shot. See if this can do it. If it can do it. I mean, I don't think I am really too far on with these. I'm going to push too far on these. It would be nice. It would be nice. I mean, Risu in Hololive, she doesn't do too many English streams, does she? So that's maybe why I haven't watched her so much. But this team gets very close. This team can get very close. It does say that it is full set. We can see how close we can get with this. Well, I think what keeps happening is it Pecorine at the front here? I can't see with all of this haze of mists flying everywhere who it is. I think it's Pecorine at the front. She is one that keeps surviving. Just at the end, we take everybody else out but the Pecorine. And then I say, maybe we'll come back to this another time. I don't know what this is going to do, having new stages for my fantasy deep quest videos, because clearing stage 310 now isn't the end. So time up. I wish it would show you how close she was to beating them. I wish it would definitely show you how close she was to beating them before it disappears like that, because I'm like, was that close? Was I nearly there? Maybe it's time we got Rin. Maybe it's time we got Rin. The Princess Connect Rin, 6-star. And we can do that. So let's give Light a little try. Now we're on to 4 here. Light 4, no, we're on to 4-3. We're on 4-3. So there only is one team. 4-3 Light. I can't build it. Wait, what are we doing here? It is 4-4 we're on. Go me neck. Get your head in the game. 4-4. There are a few teams for this. We did try a few of them. I think our best bet was this one that I tried, but my stage Kurumi. I mean, you can try crazy. I mean, I'm having to look at the Google Docs on the internet at the moment, and it's close. Maybe I just need to wait to build up my Princess Knight level a little bit more, and then those teams would work. I have... What does it say about this one here? Okay, so the problem with... There's one here with the C Mahu in it, and I tried running it, and she died because she's only 3-star for me. We can try this. It says everybody has to be hyper maxed out, though, for this team to work. And I'm not sure mine are hyper maxed out. But it is another full set team. Okay, that's what happens. Jita goes plot. Is that why she needs to be hyper maxed out? So let's go back to Korochi. And who was it we had in there? Kurumi. So this is where I'm stuck at. I don't think we're going to progress anymore today. There hasn't been any new teams that have been brought up for this. We'll see how close this one is. Maybe for 5-star the... No, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. I have just spotted something. We don't have Kurumi in this team. Where was I thinking we had Kurumi in this team? We have the Dubious Misato in this team. So let's try that one. And we will see how close we can get with this. Maybe that was why it was failing, because we had Kurumi in instead of Misato. Maybe Misato will make the difference. It's taking down these two tanks. We've got a physical tank in June, and we've got a magical tank in Kuka that is going to be a problem here. Okay, thank you for that, Crazy. We'll have a little look at that then once we have finished this fight and see if we can use that team. Maybe I don't have some of the characters for it. So, if we can beat this, we'll go as far as we can on light, and then we'll go back to the winds. Well, have a look at that team, Crazy, and I need to 6-star my Suzume. If we can borrow a 6-star Suzume, maybe we can run it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait until I can 6-star my Suzume. I do have a few of them Princess Orbs. Hey, you won! I'm not paying attention, we beat it! Well, hey! So, the difference was putting in the Misato. Nice one! Nice-oo! Okay. Nice-oo! Sasuga! I passion Japanese. Right, okay. Let's see if we can borrow a Suzume. If we can borrow a Suzume, then maybe we can try running this team. Otherwise, I don't imagine we can borrow a Suzume. It's not a character that many people put up as a friend. Why did I do that? Okay, so what we could try, and I know it's a different character, but we will try this team, and instead of using the 6-star Suzume, we'll use the Spring Suzume, because they are similar, and we will see if that works, because I should have a friend one there. Okay, we will give it a try anyway. We will give it a try. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to light and see if we can go any more with the light teams. What will be the next light team that we want? We will see if we can build some of them. Oh no, Kurumi! Kurumi's down! I guess the other Suzume might have made the difference. Oh, poor Kurumi. Oh no, no, sure, he's gone. Okay, so maybe you do need the 6-star Suzume after all. Thank you for that team. Is that team not up on? No, that team isn't up on here. No. There are other places to get teams for this from than just this Worry Chef Google Docs, which is what I've been looking at. I will add you as a friend, Crazy. Yes, that will be good. I'll do it after the stream, I guess. I'll find it on the DMs, I suppose. And then we can try these again another day, I'm sure. Oh no! Are we having troubles? OBS disconnected. Oh, that's the first time that's ever happened for me. Okay, let's go back to the light. Let's go back to light then and see if we can progress a little more with this one. Okay, so 5, 4, 5. We have got a couple of teams here. Are there any of these teams that I can build? So, I can build a few of them. So let's try this one. We need you, we need you. We need lots of Yuis for this one by the looks of it. We need you, and we need you. And it says again, all set. So let's see if this team works. Is everybody back? Did anybody go anywhere? Oh. Well, this is what you see. You see teams that work may need some limit break if unit die. Are they not limit broken then? She is limit broken and still died. And I don't think... No, she's not limit broken. We could give her a ring. I don't think we will do that now. There are other teams we can try first before we do that though. So let's go back over here. Okay. So if that one didn't work, there was a slight variation of this team in which we take out... Who do we take out? We take out this Yui and we put in this Yui. So we have a Yui swap. Is the same thing going to happen? So far, so good. Seems to be doing a little bit better. I am on Discord, yes. If anybody wants to add me as a friend on there, I guess we can put my Discord name up in the community tab. I'll do that at some point later today. Where is everybody with the stream? Because I'm looking at YouTube Studio and it was back on the blooming Kamurawo boss. What's been going on? Have I been disconnecting or something? Has this stream been a right mess? Oh, we're nearly there though with this team. Can we take out this last Kinoko mushroom and beat it with this team? Yes, we can. There we go. You just swap Yui and we are back. We have swapped Yui and we are back. I don't know what YouTube is doing. Is it YouTube? Is it OBS? What? Something is disconnected. We'll have to look back when I finish and see if it cut any of the stream out. Hopefully not. I thought we was doing good. Anyway, we can continue with light. Two, four, six. Now this is the one that's got the gimmick in it, isn't it? This barrier that bans damage or something. There may be a bit of a latency issue. Well, we'll give this a go, and then maybe we're going to wrap the stream up. I'm going to have to go soon anyway. There is only one team up for this, so if this team can't beat it, that I have got in front of me, then we're going to give it call it a day with the light anyway. So what we need is you two that are already in there. We need Nenika, and we need Yukari. And again, it says full set, which is good because I don't like messing around too much with manual. We'll see if this team can do this. Varian's down already. Not looking good. It is not looking good. Well, I guess this is what wasn't the real main focus of this stream anyway. It was just a little bit to add on at the end. So maybe we can leave it there. We'll check what the stream's done. Dark, for example, we're here. We haven't been able to beat this for some reason either. So maybe Rin, I need to 6-star. Maybe Suzume, I need to 6-star. Finally put in the resources to them. They are sitting there waiting to go. The main focus of today, though, was the EX dungeon. So I guess you might need damage cut staff on Lariel for that. All this equipment stuff. Yes. I'll have a look at what equipment. There's damage cut staff. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that in a little while. I can put my Discord up on the community tab of my channel. I'll have a look out for that later on today. There is something that I need to go and do in a little while, which I guess is why I need to go. We haven't done too bad with this EX dungeon. We've learned a little bit about that. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I am Tokkuri Yashi. And I guess I will see you all again very soon for another video. Look out later, I've got my Suzume video coming out. A little, just looking over here quickly. And I will also, my friend code is in my community tab too, a little bit further down, but I will look for yours crazy. If anybody else wants to add me as a friend, scroll back a little bit on my community page on my YouTube channel and it is there. So again, thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye 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 bye. Hey 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 hey.